Welcome back. Today we're jumping into a really fascinating place, an urban landscape that's, well, quite the example of modern development and planning. We're talking about Noida.
That's right, Noida.
And for anyone who doesn't know, Noida isn't just, a name, it's actually an acronym. Stands for the New Okla Industrial Development Authority.
hmm Quite a mouthful.
It is. And it's located strategically in Uttar Pradesh in the Gautam Budh Nagar district. It's a really key part of the NCR, the National Capital Region, right? That huge urban area around Delhi.
Absolutely. And it borders Delhi directly, which is, well, critical to its story.
Exactly. And this city didn't just spring up. It was specifically established, planned out on April 17th, 1976. Designed for industry, designed for urban growth.
Deliberately, that's the key word.
Right. So, okay, let's unpack this. How did a city that's relatively young become such a vibrant modern place? And maybe more importantly, what can we learn from that deliberate, almost blueprint-like planning?
Well, what's really striking isn't just that the infrastructure is impressive, it's the foresight they had. The over-provisioning, almost.
Over provisioning, how so?
They laid out these incredibly wide multi-lane roads and set aside huge areas for green belts before the big population influx really hit.
Ah, okay. So planning ahead for growth.
Exactly. It's such a contrast to cities that grow organically, bumping into limits. This allowed Noida to scale up without, hitting those usual bottlenecks. It really set a standard for, well, sustainable growth and just livability.
That idea of planning for the future, future-proofing, that seems so crucial. And this infrastructure, it wasn't just for living well, was it? It was meant to attract growth.
Precisely. Which leads us neatly into Noida's economic role. It's become this major, major hub for IT and software companies.
Yeah, this is where it gets really interesting for understanding opportunity in a planned city.
Yeah.
You've got the big names there, HCL, Infosys, TCS.
Right. They all have a significant presence. And, that wasn't just luck. No. It was driven by very deliberate policy. Things like dedicated IT parks, making land available at good rates, plus the UP government really invested in developing a skilled workforce nearby.
So creating an ecosystem.
Absolutely. A strategic cluster of resources plus incentives,
Yeah.
it became a magnet for tech giants.
Yeah.
That's what really powers its economy today.
Makes sense. And it's not all about tech and roads, is it? There's a strong educational side, too. Lots of well-regarded schools, colleges.
Oh, definitely. And some big private universities like Amity University, Shaher University, they feed into that skilled workforce, but also make it attractive for families, create a learning environment.
Right, adds another layer to the city's appeal.
And you might think, okay, industry, education, maybe it's a bit utilitarian. But actually, no,
Not at all.
not at all. They've integrated a really vibrant entertainment and shopping scene. Think about places like the Mall of India, GIP Mall, Worlds of Wonder.
Ah, yes, those are huge centers.
They really are. They're not just shops, they're social hubs, places for recreation. Adds a lot to the quality of life.
And getting around, that's usually a big pain point in growing cities. How's Noida on that front?
Actually, it's remarkably easy. The metro connectivity is excellent. You've got Delhi Metro's Blue Line reaching in, plus Noida's own Aqua Line
So proper integration with the wider region.
seamlessly. That, plus the expressways we mentioned, it cuts down commute time significantly. It really shows how integrated transport networks can make daily life just, well, efficient.
It seems like all these pieces fit together quite deliberately.
Exactly. That's the core idea. You take the cleanliness, the parks, those wide roads, the secure housing areas. It all adds up to a high quality of life. Everything feels designed to support a modern, convenient lifestyle. It really does set a kind of benchmark.
So when you look at it all together, what does this mean for you listening? It really paints this picture of a city where convenience, quality of life, economic opportunity, they were all planned together from the start. It shows what's possible, doesn't it?
It really does. That thoughtful urban design, anticipating future needs.
Noida really feels like this blend of maybe strategic foresight and modern execution. It's become, as some say, a new address for new dreams, a definite model for planned urban development.
Which, brings up a pretty important question for all of us, especially now with such rapid urbanization happening globally.
What's that?
Well, what lasting lessons can other cities, new ones being built, but also older ones looking to adapt, what can they actually draw from Noida's very deliberate approach to growth? And maybe what does it tell us about the future of how we live in cities and our ability to actually plan for transformation?